Good afternoon, and bienvenidos a todos. So actually it's afternoon, so it should be buenas tardes, bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Puerto Vallarta. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, and we are continuing with our annual theme, which is 2020 Spiritual Vision. The topic for this new month of May is Listen to Your Heart. And the topic for today is the seat of the soul. Each week, we open with a spiritual practice called affirmative prayer, also known as spiritual mind treatment. This is a powerful tool and a practical tool that shifts our consciousness so that we are open and available to accept the good that is already present into our life. It aligns our thoughts with all good. So let's move into today's service with intention, as we do each week, with a reading from the Creative Thought magazine. I'll be reading from May 3rd, 2014. Spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person, so I invite you to close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. I am amazing. With loving intention, I place my awareness into the one universal creative presence, recognizing its unbounded love for me as itself. It is God, the self-givingness of spirit, and I am open to accepting more of my amazing true self than ever before. Allowing the truth of these ideas to be embodied and awakened in my soul, an inner energy is stirred within me. I savor the flow of my own creative juices. I am the creative outlet of divine mind, filled and brimming over with ideas that sparkle as life-giving, fun-filled experiences. My imagination accepts images of joy, beauty, and it becomes my natural state. I feel amazing. I am the creative process, moving through stages of letting go of self-imposed restrictions and all unloving self-talk and behavior. With gratitude, I claim more of my divine birthright and the power to allow an expanded consciousness of my oneness in God. I accept that I am whole and complete in health, love, financial well-being, creative ideas, and self-confidence. I open and receive from the spiritual treasure house all that I need, all that is good, all that I can imagine, and more. Today, I claim my amazing life, and I know that I am an avenue for the kingdom of all good. I am the awesome power of God. All I need is right where I am. God is amazing, and so am I. I release my word to God, and so it is. And that treatment was provided by Reverend Christine Jeffers from Golden, Colorado. So we have a grand purpose, vision, and mission statement. So let's review those now. Our purpose is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by way of our vision, which is to educate and support each other so we can create the life we desire that works for us right now. And this is supported by our mission, which is to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta, we welcome everyone. So it doesn't matter what your background has been, you are welcome. And we celebrate you. So please join us. And if you have somebody else that you think can benefit from this, have them come along. We will welcome them as well. So here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Puerto Vallarta, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom. We offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and in everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. Each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. Normally, we would be in a restaurant downtown, but since we are in isolation, I welcome you to my living room. Being midday, it is the time for my two cats to get up and run around the house. So I've noticed that each week they like to come in, check in, and put a paw or a tail right in the middle of the screen. So if you see that, know that they are here enjoying our talk today as well, my audience, so to speak. So we look forward to once again supporting the local restaurant, which is a mom and pop style traditional restaurant here in downtown, Old Town, Puerto Vallarta, where we have time afterwards for some discussion and also to enjoy some home style cooking. So more information will be provided on our website for the location and how to get there once we've resumed our social gathering. So if you have any questions, you can certainly post them here or send me an email and I will be sure to respond to you. So this month of May starts with a regrounding and coming back into alignment with our soul, recognizing an inner power and presence that is our true nature and inseparable from the divine. It is when our soul is properly enthroned in its seat through our conscious awareness that we realize we have dominion over our lives. It is from being in right relationship with our soul that all good flows forth. So now let's move into our powerful spiritual practice of 60 seconds of silence. This is a time to practice peace and letting go. And we'll move into this 60 seconds of silence by listening to my dear friends, Reverends Tammy and Steph Saint-Amand, singing in this very room. This very room is quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace and quite enough power to walk through every fear. For Spirit, one Spirit is in this very room. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we do live in harmony, for peace has come as we are one. I have a quote here from Dr. Ernest Holmes. He says, "To understand our unity with God is the beginning of wisdom. To realize that we can express our divinity today should be the start of a conscious practice that will gradually conduct us to a greater and greater experience of life. Thus, we will demonstrate not only that an infinite good exists, but that it is now operating in our experience. This is the purpose of the practice of the science of mind. Our consciousness of the indwelling spirit and the embodiment of its gifts brings us into the dominion of good." There is an inner divine urge, a purposefulness of spirit that resides within each one of us at all times. One might call it our soul. Our soul has the ability to know what it wishes to express and the power to express it. As we ground ourselves in the awareness of our unity with spirit and recognize the limitless power within, our soul awakens to its full potentiality and becomes an outward reflection of spirit, God, and life itself. Our soul uniquely knows and is the core of our being. Deepak Chopra defines the soul as the core of your being. It doesn't exist in space or time. It is a field of infinite possibilities, infinite creativity. It's your internal reference point with which you should always be in touch. When Oprah Winfrey asked the question to many New Thought teachers, she asked what is the soul? And Debbie Ford answered, to me, the soul is a part of us that never dies. It's who we are at the core, and it carries all the messages and lessons that we've learned in the past and will carry all the lessons and messages into the future. And Wayne Dyer said, the soul is the birthless, deathless, and changeless part of us. The part of us that looks out from behind our eyes and has no form. The soul is infinite, so there is no in or out of it. There is no place that it is not. And yes, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Have you ever looked directly into someone's eyes? I mean, really looked into the center of their eyes. If you've been sheltering in place with someone and they are here with you right now, look into each other's eyes. And if you're living alone, then try doing this the next time you are with a loved one or a dear friend. Eye contact is a powerful stimulator of love and affection. When you look someone directly in their eyes, their body, our body, produces a chemical called phenylethylamine that makes a person feel in love. If you want to make someone fall in love with you, one of the first things you should do is look directly in their eyes. At first, it can feel awkward or uncomfortable looking someone directly in the eyes. But remember when you were a young child and your mom or dad or perhaps a school teacher looked you directly in the eyes? It's like they knew exactly what we were thinking, right? Some people may feel a bit of anxiety at first and have a feeling of being judged or scrutinized. Instead, may I suggest you feel a bond, a closer connection, a warmth, and an agape love. So let's learn to judge each other less and love one another more. I think once we're able to get out of our homes and socialize more, we will actually want to look each other in the eye, right? I remember taking a workshop a few years ago. And one of the exercises we did was to partner up with someone in the group. And without words, just look into each other's eyes. Wow, some of these connections brought tears to our eyes as we felt each other's fears and emotional pains from the past. We connected on a higher level. And after the connection, we exchanged these words. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And it was truly an amazing experience. So we have time for a short meditation right now. So if you would like to just settle into your seat, and if you have your legs uncross them or your hands crossed, uncross them, and just gently allow your eyes to close. And let's just take in 3 collective breaths. In and out. A little deeper in and out. One more time. In and out. And now, just at your own breathing pace, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye. Imagine yourself as a young child and say this to your younger self. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And now, in your mind's eye, seeing a loved one, and say to them, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And now bring in the image of someone that hurt you in the past and say to them, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And now see someone from the past that you might have hurt and say to them, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And now see yourself as you are today and say to yourself, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I honor you. I love you. And allow yourself to expand your capacity for love and compassion to all. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and come back to the here and now. So back to Oprah's question. My favorite response to her question, what is the soul, was this from Jean Houston. She said, I believe that the soul is the essence of who and what we are. I personally believe that it transcends our leaving this mortal coil. And I think it comes with codes and possibilities and the next layer of who and what we may yet be. It is often a pain in the neck because it says, wake up, it's time to wake up, don't go to sleep. I think it is also the lure of our becoming. That's what I think the soul is. Powerful, right? So yes, it's time for all of us to wake up. If nothing else, I hope this isolation period has taught us to be more conscious of how we treat ourselves and each other as human beings and all life around us. A little compassion goes a long way. After all, we truly are in this lifetime together. As we move through our daily lives, there are countless examples of seemingly separate objects, people, pieces, particles that appear before our very eyes and are experienced through our other senses. However, from a spiritual perspective, this is not the true reality of life itself. There is one universal whole that contains all of itself, and there is no separation within this eternal one. Within each one of us lies the soul of the whole. This is the place to start from, a place of wisdom, to understand our unity with Spirit, with God, with the Eternal One. As we sit in the stillness and contemplate this, and meditate on this, and experience this, we move from this unified, grounded, soul-stirring place that taps into the wisdom and the creative process of life itself. Soul is the reflection of spirit. And as we know within our own self, as Judge Thomas Troward states, our soul itself is a reflection and image of the infinite spirit. We remain grounded in the unlimited power of the creative process and bring that which only we can uniquely bring forth. By doing so, life itself gets to have a conscious experience of life, love, and beauty. Dr. Ernest Holmes says this: we must always bear in mind that soul simply reflects the images that the spirit casts into it. And that's from the textbook, The Science of Mind. So I know that right now we're in a place, time, experiencing things, events, and emotions that we might never have experienced before, and hopefully we'll never have to go through again. Some people are doing this time, or enjoying this time away from work, catching up on that honey-do list. You know the one. The list of things that we always want to get done around the house, but somehow we just don't seem to have the time to do it because our lives are so busy. Well, this honey-do list, you can give to your partner or give to another family member or perhaps to yourself. Some might enjoy it, this time together with family and friends, but some not so much. My kids are grown up right now, so it's not something that I'm experiencing right now, but I'm seeing a lot of it on Facebook from my friends that have young children. Can you remember when you went to school? It was a long time ago, right? And now you're needing to recall all that stuff that you learned to help with your kids with their schoolwork. It's a lot, especially when we add that on top of everything else that we need to do in our regular scheduled days. So others are feeling a whole heap of other emotions: fear, anger, guilt, grief, loneliness, sadness. And sometimes it's one after the other, like a roller coaster. And sometimes it's all in the same day. It's a lot. And it's darn right exhausting. And then when we think we're just so tired, we could feel like we could sleep for 10 hours. And then along comes insomnia and all that monkey brain chatter keeping us awake at night. In his book, The Seat of the Soul, Gary Zukav says this: from the perception of the five sensory human, we are alone in a universe that is physical. From the perception of the multisensory humans, we are never alone, and the universe is alive, conscious, intelligent, and compassionate. From the perception of the multi-sensory human, the physical world is a learning environment that is created jointly by the souls that share it, and everything that occurs within it serves their learning. From the perception of the five-sensory human, intentions have no effects. The effects of actions are physical, and not all actions affect us or others. From the perception of the multisensory human, the intention behind an action determines its effects. Every intention affects both us and others, and the effects of intentions extend far beyond the physical world. So please be gentle with yourself and with others. Yes, we're all in this same ocean, so to speak, but we're certainly not all in the same boat. There's many different experiences that we are experiencing at this time. So Gary Zukav has another quote here. He says, rather than a soul in a body, we become a body in a soul. Reach for your soul. Reach even further. The impulse of creation and power authentic, the hourglass point between energy and matter. That is the seat of the soul. What does it mean to touch that place? To me, this is the soul from the science of mind perspective, where consciousness and intention act on energy, which is the infinite potential, the creative medium, soul. This action manifests as matter, the body in physical form. Dr. Ernest Holmes describes the soul as the seat of memory, the mirror of mind in the individual, which is subjective to the conscious mind. He reminds us that the individual soul is an effect, not a cause. It is the creative power within us, creating from the patterns given it and from memories it contains, and that this tendency can be changed. Soul can evolve. So, what memories do you want to retain from this experience of being sheltered in place? Don't allow those emotions that we talked about earlier, the fear, the anger, the guilt, the loneliness, be bottled up. This is how disease shows up in our life. So take some time, no, make time for self-care. Take up a favorite hobby that you used to do, or take up a new one. Write, paint, or make a funny video of your family or yourself having fun and post it on Facebook. Be creative. Take time for a relaxing bubble bath, or whatever soothes your soul, or meditate or contemplate. So if you find that you need some help with this or need someone to talk to during this time that will be non-judgmental, reach out to your minister or a licensed spiritual practitioner for prayer work. So whatever you do, Please take time each day to be still and know. Know your unity with the divine, spirit, life itself. Know that the unique fingerprint of your own soul is the power and presence of life itself, and it knows the way to unfold your highest good. Each week we have a powerful affirmation, and this week that is, I am grounded in the power and presence of life itself, the Oversoul, and it is from that place from which I move. And so now this is our time of mindful giving and financial support to our spiritual home. We rely on your support and bless the financial gifts that you give today and every day. Any donations can be made through our website, www.cslpv.org, or you can bring the money to me if you're here in Puerto Vallarta. So we have some offertory affirmations. If you would like to join me in repeating those. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. And together we say, I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. And so I'd like to thank you again for spending this time with us. Know that you are loved and you are a blessing. Namaste.